Konnichiwa.
Ohio.
Yamasato Oxnard?
Is that right?
Sounds like it, right?
Sure.
Dome Origato.
Mr. Roboto.
Sup?
Hey, welcome.
Konnichiwa, bitches. It's me, Dexter.
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
What's going on?
Boss is also here.
Hopefully we sound similar to normal. My computer went through an update
We were
and
trying
sound
different
settings.
accents out. Now we might be stuck.
Accents?
Yeah. Well, we were reenacting the wedding of Prince Harry. It was just the three
Were
of
we?
us. Yeah, you don't remember? Oh, I did drug you pretty heavily.
All right, so this week's episode is called Akane no Mai. Did we look that up last week, what that meant?
No.
That's her name.
Yeah, it is.
Well, Akane is, but no Mai. No more?
Her last
I guess so. Is Japanese that easy?
Sure, right? Isn't it how it works?
No, that makes sense, I guess. Because she is no more. She's not the Akame that she was. That's for sure. Changed forever. Once you mostly cut a guy's head off from his mouth up, that changes you.
It does.
It's got to have
That
an
was
effect.
a rough summer.
And then you watch everybody kill themselves.
Through your headless body?
Yeah.
You know that head's still alive. Just like on the ground, looking. His eyes are darting all over the place.
His brain muffin is still intact.
Yes.
Still working.
Well, the human, the Delos guy got the brain muffins, the red ones.
Yeah.
Regular robots get the hard-boiled egg.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
See?
I see. Oh, that's disappointing. I just like saying brain muffin. That's a good name for a band.
Probably is a name for a band.
You think it already exists, Brain Muffin?
Yes.
What kind of music do you think it is?
Punk rock, probably was around in the 90s, and no one heard about them because it was a couple of guys in the garage.
Oh. That should be our band name.
Yeah, and they recorded a bunch of cassettes.
We'll be Brain Muffin.
Now, when
I
we're
don't
watching
know.
this, Dexter, I was going to tell you this thing. I don't know the intricacies of this theory,
Yeah.
but the idea is that these people looking for Abernethy, they know Bernard is a host, and
Oh,
they've
okay.
repeated this scenario a few times
Oh, wow.
in the hopes that it would unlock something in his psyche. That's why Bernard's always looking around, and there
Just
was a
like-
weird look.
Just like what happened with Delos. They kept
Yeah.
doing the same thing over and over again.
And so last week, people were saying, "Oh, it's definitely what's going on with Bernard."
Oh, wow.
And then in this episode, the asshole guy,
Yeah.
he takes a look over at Bernard when he starts talking about the hosts. So, I mean, again, it could just be the show's writers predicting what fans are going to be thinking and then just throwing it in, hoping it pays off, you know?
Did you
Yeah.
notice in that scene with all the bodies they're cleaning up, one of them was Teddy?
Yeah.
So I guess that's in the future?
Yeah, that's after they found... Remember they come to the lake and they think that Bernard
Dexter
says
is
that
currently diseased, and
I'm
we
not.
might get sick.
what happened was my daughter may be sick. I don't think she is. And
Right.
if she may be sick, that means that there's a chance that I may get what she has.
Right.
So Boss is wearing latex gloves as he sits next to me, even though we hung out for hours yesterday. So if I am sick, then he is already sick with what I have.
Right. Is this an airborne thing? What's it called? Coxsackie?
No, I don't. It's not airborne.
It's not airborne?
No, you'd have to be in contact.
Yeah.
And with my action, you'd have to actually talk, or if I my saliva or something, if I sneezed, which I'm not going to sneeze.
You could tape a paper towel to your mouth.
Whenever Dexter speaks, stuff just flies out of his mouth.
I'm constantly have a mouthful of crackers.
A lot of bullshit, that's
Just-
what.
Oh,
Hot
Well,
air.
You know what? I'll take that because he's not wrong, because with all that arguing about no mind control and all this business, and I was so adamant, I was so
Yep.
against mind control. Guess what? Actual mind control.
Literal mind control.
Right. Bizarre.
And again,
Insane.
Oh, bizarre that I was right.
I don't understand how it works. Well, I think Oxnard was the one that was holding his hand up and saying mind control, mind control.
I never said mind control. Boss said mind
kidding.
control,
I'm just
and I
kidding.
just assumed that she had four powers, but
Jingles-
that she didn't have to speak.
Jingles, who was listening, got mad that I was making him agree with Boss because I kept going on. Because I don't know. That's what he told me.
Because it was obvious mind
Because it was
control.
so obvious. Because it was so obvious mind control, I guess.
I mean, that's
Well,
what it is.
I'm
but
so
it's
confused.
I don't call it mind control. It's not mind control. It's
Just like over the internet.
yeah, Wi-Fi control. I would call it.
But it's mind
But the
control.
systems are down, aren't they? That's what I mean. I don't get it. Oh, I mean, they don't even get it.
The Westworld system's down. Apparently, this one, she can control them, so there's
Yeah.
a system, active system in
So she's
that world,
she's
Shogun world.
unknowingly tapping into that
Yes.
system wirelessly.
It's like when Neo at the end of the second Matrix, when in the real world he was controlling the bots, the attack robots at the very last end
Oh
of that
yeah,
movie.
yeah.
And that was a big like, holy
Oh,
shit!
yeah, and
he has
revolutions
powers
or some
outside.
shit.
He has powers over the computers outside the Matrix.
Oh yeah.
It's
in the real
basically
world.
like when they're in Westworld leaving. I don't. By the way, I have another question about that. But when they were leaving, her signal went down. In Westworld, and as she got to, she was roaming, and then as they got to Shogun World, she regained a signal,
Roaming,
like a Wi-Fi
exactly.
thing.
Yeah.
And my question is, how did they just walk to Shogun World? What the fuck is that?
Well, no,
how
what-
are they connected?
He said
were-
that they were in a different part of Westworld.
No,
that
we
they
were mistaken.
I thought.
That's what he thought. He thought, hey, we're in a different part of Westworld during the Yukon story.
Yeah, or something.
That's
something
what he
like that.
thought. But then he finds a Japanese
Oh,
guy's
he
head,
realized he
and he
was wrong.
realized, oh shit, we're in a
Yeah.
whole other part. So they did actually after they escaped the Yakuta, what are they called? The Native Americans.
Oh, because they went down
Oh,
through
yeah.
the tunnels.
Yeah.
I forgot that. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh, so that's right. So then. All
So
right.
Sizemore maybe
Oh,
got
he thought
confused.
he was like in Yosemite or some whatever fucking other plot
yeah,
and like up in the mountains and then all right, he just got confused. I thought that they had invaded at first. That's why then when they ended up, you can see like Mount Fuji or something in the background.
yeah, it's just
A
one
very
shot.
Japanese looking mountain.
Mount Fuji, which implies to me, oh my god, this is gigantic. They
Yeah.
can put a whole mountain in there.
And they're in Edo era Japan now, and it's basically mimicking. They come across the group of people that's like the exact
It was hilarious, this part.
opposite of the Japanese versions of them. That
And
was
it
so
answered my
funny.
question, I guess, from last week. Like, Sizemore, he can write all these stories for all these different parks. Because I thought each park would have its own writer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he says right here, you try writing 300 stories for every single
Yeah.
park. Makes sense. They answered
Yeah.
that. Copy and paste.
I think this one's scarier than the Westworld one.
Why? Are you racist? Or
Absolutely.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I don't know. I feel like there's something about blades that are scarier than the bullets in this scenario to me.
What do you think hurts more?
I don't know, but in my mind, the swords and the arrows hurt more.
The arrows gotta hurt a lot.
than the bullets.
And I was saying, since
I
this
mean,
is
it all is terrible.
it's all artificial, so I imagine every samurai sword is a perfect sword. Just perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's got to be razor
They're
sharp.
all Hanzos.
So I think
Maybe
when you get
it's-
sliced with a razor, you kind of don't feel it, and you probably be dead before your nerves kick in to tell you you're in pain.
Maybe. It's just something so brutal about having the
Yeah.
throat being cut.
I like the sound effects. It sounds like zippers.
Every 5 seconds, I thought a guy was taking his wiener out.
Oh man. Nope, it's just intestines spilling onto the floor, and then onto like hot coals. Guys grilling up.
Right now, I don't know any experts in geishas in Japan. I don't know if you take like the saloon style kind of setup and just throw that in a geisha setting. I don't know if that translates well. If that's really historically accurate. Weren't geishas supposed to be? It's very like shy, timid. This stuff. They weren't like sex workers.
Sure they were.
Were they?
Yeah.
I thought the whole point of the geisha was like you would go there.
Companionship.
Yeah, companionship.
Yeah, but it's all part of sex is the main goal.
Is it?
Isn't it?
I
the
always
main
thought it
goal
was
of
just-
everything in history.
You go there and there's
sex, man.
No, I thought geishas
Titties.
they were supposed to tell you jokes and like entertain you, and it was like hanging out.
Yeah, and then bang you.
I never heard of that aspect of
Oh,
it, but
please. Of course.
all right.
It's all part of it, but it wasn't just like, all right, let me go and here's some money and we have sex and then they leave. It's about like an all-night experience, like companionship and experience. They're trained.
I thought it was about like pouring tea and
Yeah, that's all part
Conversation.
of that experience.
all right.
So full of tea, I couldn't possibly have sex with you. Sorry. This
right.
chamomile has made me a bit sleepy.
And we see some interesting things that start to happen here. So Maeve immediately connects with Akane. Hector
Akame?
is an Akane,
Is it an N or an M?
Akane.
Oh.
and then Hector immediately starts question being very suspicious, and then it looks like
Yeah.
Armistice and her doppelganger are like about to bang each other.
Yeah, they're like so
That was
intrigued.
hilarious.
Yeah.
They're just like staring at each other in awe.
He's like, this isn't supposed to happen. That? He's like, oh my god. Yeah, they're just like, fawning all over each other. It's so funny.
Yeah.
And then we had the Japanese version of Painted Black.
Oh yeah, that was so cool. They're watching the whole thing kind of play out there as it normally would have in Westworld before everything went down.
Yeah.
Because the Shogun world doesn't seem to have suffered the same kinds of system errors that Westworld has. But then all of a sudden they start doing weird things, like a representative from the Shogun shows up and says he wants Sakura, the one geisha, to be purchased for the Shogun, and then
the guy who walks in
Akane's
sniffing a
like,
fan.
"Oh, here's my price," and she kills him, and then the I can't remember his name, the British guy who writes the stories is like, "Well, that's not supposed to happen."
Mm-hmm.
And then shit starts to go haywire. Ninjas show up. That's not supposed to happen. All this fucking awesome stuff. And that's when the ninjas show up.
The
That's
army.
when Maeve... Yeah, the army comes out. And that's when fucking... Shit, oh, we got the guy... we gotta talk,
We'll talk
about
that.
we gotta pause it for a
Let me get the
second.
Dolores there.
Yeah, the army comes out, and then Maeve and...
Yes.
Akane like sneak off or whatever to go try and rescue Sakura after she was kidnapped by the ninjas, and they realize that the Shogun isn't like things aren't falling apart. He's just actually broken. Something went wrong with him.
Yeah, coming out of his
Because
ears.
he's got the cortical fluid. Now that was really one of my favorite parts of the episode, because so we have the scene when the ninjas attack where she's trying to issue verbal commands to take control of them in Japanese. And then it's not working. She's being choked to death. And then that's when all of a sudden something is triggered and she gives this mind control command. So the one Shogun guy, he heard, like, oh, there's a witch. And so to combat her vocal witch abilities, he, like, melted the ears of all of his men shut so that they were
Yes.
deaf. That was fucking awesome. I couldn't believe it.
And they could have... Was it Odysseus who encountered the sirens? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So, remember what he told his men to do? They took wax and plugged their ears so they couldn't
Yeah.
hear, but they didn't have enough wax with him, so they tied him to a post.
Yeah, yeah.
And so when he heard the siren song, like, it took like 50 men to hold him back, and he was
Yeah.
breaking the ropes. You could have used wax. I don't know if they had wax in the Edo period. Is
I don't
Edo
know.
and Edo, are those two different periods?
I think they're the same thing. You're just
Okay.
saying them differently.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah,
it was
that
cool.
was fucking awesome.
You're waiting for your favorite anime character to show up?
I was like waiting for Samurai Champloo
Samurai
guys or like
Champloo.
Rurouni Kenshin to pop up out
Some
of nowhere.
hip hop music just starts
Miss
playing.
Kairu. Yeah. That'd be hilarious. They just have like a cosplay guy running around in the background. I was waiting for like some kind of reference to something. I was like, I wonder if there's some kind of anime nerd that was involved that snuck something in here. You know what I mean? But I didn't see anything.
Well, cutting off the guy's head and the blood splurting out and standing up for 2 seconds.
The super
falling
high
over.
blood pressure of the.
Oh, every Japanese guy has like the highest blood pressure known to man.
Do you think that was the most gruesome death so far when Akane cuts the top of his
remember-
head off with the little knife?
No, season finale. Remember that perverted guy who would bang the male robots? He was one of the workers, and at the end, Armistice or one of the guys kills him, and you just see like blood like flying everywhere, and blood spilling.
Right.
That was pretty intense.
Oh, I forgot about that creepy guy.
No, that's up there. Yeah, cutting someone off just above the jawline, leaving behind the reptilian brain.
It was like hanging, and then he got up, and I thought he was like still gonna. I thought he was gonna attack her after he stood up. She like cuts the top of his head off, turns around, and is like kneeling, like with exhaustion, and then I couldn't believe it. But anyway, do you want to talk about that?
Sure. Okay. We'll just Dolores and her story. Before we get into that, they have this one shot. I believe it was Jonathan Nolan's cameo. They just pan to the right from behind the window, and there's a guy's ass in blue trousers pointed dead center at the camera, like purposely. Like here's his ass.
It was so funny.
That has to be.
It's so goofy.
Nolan.
Looking. There it is again. It's like so.
They
the
show
pants
it
and everything
multiple
are so baggy.
times, more than once. So anyone on the crew who listens, just call in and let us in on that tidbit.
That was so funny. It was very distracting.
All right. Well, Dolores and Teddy, they go back to the train because the train is where all the guests would come in.
Mm-hmm.
And Teddy's like, "Oh yeah, this seems familiar." He's like, "Yeah, Teddy, this is where your story starts all the time, idiot." They go in the saloon. The poker guy's there, still doing his card stuff,
Playing poker by himself.
Yeah, he's not too
The
advanced
one,
host.
the Clementine replacement is still up and running.
Oh yeah, that was funny. 'Cause she's like, what?
She's like standing there staring, repeating everything that she's saying. It's
But
so weird.
So Sakura, she's the doppelbot of Clementine, right?
Basically.
But also like a combo of like the mother-daughter thing with Maeve and her daughter. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if Akane, just like Maeve in the past, had a similar story with a young daughter. Because Maeve also had that kind of relationship with Clementine, if you remember, like in first season.
Yeah. No, she's like the mother of all these, like kind of adopted mother of all those girls there.
Right.
And then Dolores and Teddy, they go out to chat. They like kind of reliving all these same moments that they've had over all these years, and they talk. I remember scenes where Dolores and Teddy are talking about, let's run away, we'll go out in all this beautiful country and we'll find a little place and blah, blah, blah. So Teddy keeps kind of like lapsing into that, and Dolores tells this whole story about Blue Tongue. And how they had to save the herd, and that Teddy was like, whoa, you send these to save everybody. He comes up with like a nice plan that doesn't hurt any of the cattle or anything like that. And Dolores is like, oh, you're so nice, Teddy. No, we burned all the sick ones.
That's so cute, Teddy.
And then the smoke... Cause
you gave them a little
smoke
house.
Kept the disease-carrying flies away and all this kind of stuff. And she's basically like, not everybody's going to make it to this new world that they're planning. And Teddy's too nice. So she bangs him and then brings him to this rotting meat room.
Cow room?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on there.
It's a dead pig that's been there for a while?
To have the one employee change his like levels and everything to make him, I guess, more of a hard ass.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know why she had to bring him to that room to do that.
Yeah.
Just to make her point clearer to him? Just so
I don't know. Why make it so scary? It's like she had the nice... But she knew what she was going to do, so she wanted to be with Teddy as he was before she made these changes.
Right.
Unless she wants to reprogram him so he wants to eat all that.
Okay.
Teddy, we've had this mess for a long time. You have to bring in a
Activate
guy.
garbage cannibal program in Teddy.
What was Newman in when they brought him in to eat all the muffins?
The fixer or something?
He makes
the
problems.
Cleaner.
He goes on the cleaner. He makes problems go away. I'll need a mug. And he takes out like gallons of milk from a weird suitcase. Not even the homeless
I
one.
love how Hector's so suspicious of his Japanese counterpart.
Yeah.
So this guy walks in, demanding Sakura, sniffing the fan.
His fan.
Where was that fan before he entered the room, was my question.
He bursts into the room. Oi!
And how tall is this guy? Doesn't he seem like he's 7 feet tall?
He does. He's really aloof the whole time, too. He's like, oh, okay, he doesn't even want to be there. It's like a waste of his time until he gets stabbed through the eyeball.
Japanese Elvis. He's got a really long side.
Japanese Elvis.
Yeah, he does. And with his like top knot and everything, it makes it look like a kind of a pompadour. Oh, yeah. Oh, baby, my Bruce Wayne shoes. He just throwing in random English Elvis quotes.
Mama son. Mama son.
Mama son. Okasa.
Is that mom?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I believe so.
I don't really know any Japanese.
I like that the British guy's like, I think he's half enjoying it. That's what I was saying before. He's,
well, yeah,
I think he is partly enjoying that he's now playing in one of these things, even though it's all so terrifying.
Well, he likes these cooler moments. It's when, when the fucking army shows up, who's never supposed to enter the town shows up, and he's like, fuck.
Ninjas are choking him to death.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he was pretty good in that one shot. He kind of blocked a ninja there. He did a
He did
move.
some ninja dodging moves. I couldn't believe it. I wouldn't be able to pull that off. I'd be too terrified.
Really? Your instinct isn't to just, block?
My instinct is to cower and
If
freeze.
something's coming at you, your instinct is just
But what is he... Does he actually block it?
He kind of, does this.
Or he shoves it away?
It's kind of sloppy, but,
Yeah. Because those guys had those, ninja tiger claw things. Those razor
Buzz, you recognize
sharp,
any weapons here? The mace in the beginning? Is that a specialized mace?
That mace spear or whatever?
No.
That was that was an actual weapon. The guy mentions what it's called. He's like, oh, that's so-and-so's horse. Yeah, and his whatever, too.
Damahakas.
You miscreant!
Togatachi.
Oh, miscreants.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good word.
That's an insult, if I ever heard one, right?
In Japan.
And then the other one was that he's something meddling thief or something. It's like these are harsh insults.
Homicidal
Barbs.
mistakes.
Yeah.
As Sizemore says. So if I'm a guest there and I do what he called a homicidal, what's it called? Injunction, whatever it was, what happens to me? Remember he says like you can't do certain things during the ceremonies and stuff?
I guess.
Because they lead to the quest line.
Well, if you're there, then here's an interesting question. Because I think we've talked about this. Like, the bullets don't hurt, right? Guests. Like, not like they can't kill you. What about knives? And we're talking about how perfect these samurai swords might be.
Well, yeah, the same problem as in
Westworld. So to answer your
Westworld.
question, like, if you do the homicidal thing and all hell breaks loose and you're in a samurai sword fight with one of these robots as a guest...
Yeah, you can just...
They can cut you, right?
No, because you're a guest, so you can kind of sloppily fight, and the host will be like, ooh, and you can just pretend, I'm the best samurai ever!
Yeah. Look at me, babe!
I know Kung Fu,
God,
babe!
You're so good at swords! Yeah, that's right, babe!
Best honeymoon ever!
Who are these
I'm
assholes?
gonna go bang Akane.
Oh, yeah, do it!
Whoa.
I'm gonna go stare at this other snake lady. Who are these people?
Yeah, with bows and arrows, I don't know how you control that, though. That's weird.
That's another one, too. They maybe just bounce right off you, or they just turn to spaghetti.
It's
when
all
they
about
hit you,
velocity.
when they hit you or something? I don't know.
Because you have that same problem in Westworld, too. What if you find, the Native Americans? They have bows and arrows.
That's right. Yeah, how does that work? Unless they're just, like, programmed to miss. To miss guests.
But remember we talked about if a guest... We talked about this. If a guest finds a knife and then gets drunk and he's angry at another guest and tries to stab him...
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, that's what I mean. Like, what's to stop...
I believe our conclusion was waivers. It's all waivers.
Like, wouldn't you...
Sign a
isn't
waiver.
that, like... Is it just me, or is, like, if we went to Shogun World and we get dressed up in our samurai gear, wouldn't we immediately start clanging our swords together?
Definitely.
Like,
And by
someone's
swords,
losing
you
a
mean
finger
wieners, right?
within 10 minutes. Yeah, of course, wieners.
Do I need to be a Shogun guy? Can I be a geisha? I mean, right?
Why not?
Yeah, right?
That'd be funny if, like...
But back in the day, wasn't that...
Oh, Todd-san!
No, but is this also a misconception?
Hey,
I
guys.
always thought original geishas, some of them would be guys.
Well, I don't know about that, but I'm thinking, like...
Pretty sure I...
Geishas?
Yeah, geishas. Right? I'm not crazy, right?
I don't know. Well, I think in, like, kabuki theater, wasn't it men... It's men dressed as women. Like, in theater, like, in the performances, it's men dressed as women, isn't it? Like, no theater or kabuki theater?
Oh, I hate that when I type. Hold on. We're geishas sex workers.
/ dudes.
The term geisha literally translates to entertainer. Some prostitutes refer to themselves as geisha, but they are not. A geisha's sex and love life is usually distinct from a professional life. A successful geisha can entertain her male customers with music, dance, and conversation. Yeah, I don't think it was about sex, man. I mean, in Westworld, in Shogun World, yes.
Isn't everything about sex, though? I
Yeah,
think
it
it's
is.
the idea, maybe, so that if they didn't sleep with them, then maybe it's like... Because you're right, because she does say, like, oh, you can't... You get in big trouble for touching the geisha.
Yeah, this was like...
But... Isn't the allure of, like, wow, look at this beautiful woman entertaining me and spending time with me? She must...
No, see...
Like, the allure, like, I want to have sex with her, but I can't.
No, I think this stems from, like, a
That
conservative Japanese
sounds
culture,
very
man.
Japanese to me.
Geishas got men.
Geishas got men.
Secret world of male geishas. Geishas.
Geishas. I can see it
Taikomochi.
nowadays, especially. It's almost like...
What's this here? Geisha is Japanese for person of art, according to this article. Yeah, it was more about being a hostess. It was like you go there and relax, and she would entertain. It was like hanging out with...
I'm telling you, people had sex with geishas, man.
Well,
Whether they were supposed to or not.
yeah, I mean...
It's fucking...
The same thing when you look up like about the Bushido Code and all that. There really was no such thing as Bushido Code. And a lot of these samurais were into little boys, if you really look it up.
Oh, yeah?
A lot of like, hey, little boy.
Hey,
I'm going to teach you the way of the
got
sword.
samurai candy over here.
Yeah, we romanticize a lot of every
Japanese stuff.
culture. Well, every culture's history.
Yeah.
And then you get to the nitty gritty, everyone's just a monster. Everyone's a monster.
It's like, I want to go back to the good old days where people were dying in childbirth and, making it maybe to the age of 10 without getting a terrible disease.
The good old days.
Yeah, the good old days, man. Before
Fantastic
medical
days.
science really existed.
Before air conditioning.
Yeah, oh my
bathing
God.
regularly.
No, if you think about it, one of the things I think about, too, is just like Advil, like basic
yeah.
pain medicine. Because I get headaches a lot, like based on like the seasons changing and the weather.
Oh, my allergies, yeah.
And so like the pressure changed over, and I get terrible headaches, and I used to suffer from migraines. So I can't imagine living without just Advil.
Yeah, you have to like suffer through it, and it's like, what?
Oh my god! What
Although
a
I have
nightmare.
heard if you don't have Advil or anything, they say eating almonds has similar effect.
Oh yeah,
to,
or
like
like
Tylenol.
if you drink a Coke, that because it has like caffeine in it, and caffeine is in the pain pills too.
Oh, okay.
So like there are like little things, but I mean, if I pop some Advil, if I feel like I'm getting a headache, I immediately take Advil because it
Just
takes
a bottle.
Yeah, it
Pills
knocks it
here.
out right away. Otherwise, if I let it go, then it comes on in more like full strength, and I can't function.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then even after I take the medicine, it takes a long time for it to like settle down. It's exhausting.
This horrible headaches.
So that's like I can't imagine having to go through that. What about dentistry? That's the other one.
Oh yeah, I just recently had bonding done. I had
They'd be out there using a little tiny hammer and a little
you would have to
pick
if
on
a
your
tooth was
teeth.
bothering you had to knock it out like Castaway.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks. Well, sir,
Tom Hanks, he shouts.
I'm Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks. Blew it out on that one.
No, it's all right. I'm
Might
pretty
have
sure I
been
can
me.
fix this. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Oh, the salve. It worked so well, I didn't realize it gave me the strength of 10 runners. I ran all the way up this mountain. The salve's wearing off. It's so cold. What's this building over here? Oh, it's cold outside. Oh, I need a nice drink to warm me up.
Hey there, stranger! You'll be drinking now, Hugin Blugan.
Hoogan Blogan.
Yeah!
Oh, that's how you good beer.
Oh, you enjoyed the beer? By the way, we were filming a commercial.
Whoa.
That's right. All right, cut the cameras. What is your quest, stranger?
I'm trying to get to Ethel's.
Here is Ether.
Me wife.
Your wife.
Me wife.
His wife.
Yeah.
Do you know the way?
Have you anything of your Ethel the dogs can smell?
Here's her high school yearbook, and a lock of her hair sprayed with her perfume, and one of her teeth. Here's some of her toenail clippings.
Blow the horn and call forth the snow dogs. Ram on fast, stranger.
And we're doggies. Mush, mush.
Good luck, stranger.
Hope you bring your wave.
Let the dogs guide you, Tom.
I'm letting the dogs guide me, friend. Ethel ho!
Ronan, what is it, boss? Ronan.
I know.
I have no idea what Ronin is. Yeah,
Oh.
I didn't know.
I looked it up to make sure, but I was right when we were talking about before Oxnard. It's
When'd you
Wandering
look it up?
Samurai. I just looked it up like a minute ago.
Oh, so and you're proud of yourself that you know what it is because you looked it up a minute ago?
No, but I
Unbelievable.
already- no, before I was right when I said it before I looked it up.
Right.
Yeah, it's a wandering samurai. It's a samurai without a lord or master, which that guy who has been in many. He's played a Japanese man in many things.
Cool. Guess you get
Well, he is
typecast
a
when you're
Japanese man.
Japanese.
Yeah, he got pigeonholed there. And, yeah, so, like, Akane says that, she just hired
Akane.
a Ronin.
Akane.
Is that how they say it?
Sure.
Oh,
That's
you
how
don't
I
even
say it.
know.
Akane.
Well, I say Akane.
No, Akane.
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 Sakura.
Sakura. Which I have their that company's erasers, Sakura erasers.
Oh,
Right
yeah?
there. Someone
Oh,
with
so
a little
she
battery.
lives, she would, if she survived this, she'd go on to found that eraser company.
And that's how I erase all my drawings. I draw and erase them all.
He's got one piece of paper.
Well, it's frugal.
You're a starving artist, man.
Sure.
I thought it was interesting when they, we haven't got to this part yet, but when Maeve sees Sakura get stabbed by the shogun.
Oh, yeah.
And she has a flashback of, like, her getting stabbed and
Yeah.
the man in black shooting her daughter. that made me think it's like a parallel, because, like I said, the Man in Black's a robot. And maybe I think even now that I saw that little flashback, I was thinking, wait, maybe the Man in Black is actually part of Westworld. He doesn't even know it. He thinks he's a guest visiting.
Or...
And what I think lends some evidence to that is that technically William should know what Westworld, that they're stealing private information from guests and everything. He should know all about that.
Yeah,
but
it was his idea.
I don't know if the Man in Black does, because he's still looking for the center of the maze for something, and that's probably
that's because
find.
Robert did something, because they have some kind of feud. So Robert, Anthony Hopkins did something, made a game just for him.
Can you imagine if William...
But William might be like what old man Delos was back down in that thing. Maybe a more advanced. So maybe he actually is a robot boss, and you're onto something. He's got a brain muffin.
Imagine if young William, is still young now, and he was doing that to Delos so that he can make the old version of himself. And so when old William, quote unquote, enters the room, that's the robot that the young William has been working on all this time.
Oh wow!
Just fuck everything all crazy.
That'd be nuts. It's like almost incomprehensible.
Yeah.
So you mean that? So Ed Harris is a robot.
Yes.
And
thinks he's a guest.
Who thinks he's a guest?
Who thinks he's old William?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then
young
William's gonna walk in and say, "No, you're a robot. I'm still the real guy."
Like first season.
It's only like 2 years later from when we first met Dolores.
First season, that's the youngest William has ever been. And then the second time you see him talk to Delos, when he comes in, he has slightly gray hair.
Yeah.
Maybe that's like 5-10 years later. So that William is still alive now. And he was doing all that to make himself a robot, saving all the good technology for himself, and he loved torturing Delos.
No, I think that, like you said, Ford and William, they had a feud, but Ford basically killed William, and he gave his brain muffin to the Man in Black, and the Man in Black's part of the park, and he thinks he's a guest, but he's always there, and he's part of the narratives.
Right.
And he doesn't know yet, and Ford's ultimate thing is when he gets to the center of the maze, he's going to realize, I've been dead already, he already won.
It's the ultimate burn.
Mm-hmm.
But also could be Ford, challenging his most advanced robot to like the ultimate test, and so his victory is allowing that robot to finally leave, and that's how Ford gets his final vengeance on humanity, whom he hates. Yes? No?
Interesting.
I just made that up on the spot.
I like it.
Completely wrong. No, the other thing, I think comparing the man when Sakura gets stabbed and then she does the flashbacks, I think that's just toying with the idea of like how these people are kind of duplicates of the roles, but they're switching roles. Like Sakura is the Clementine, but because Maeve is connecting through their stories as though she's thinking Akane is looking at Sakura as like a daughter figure.
Yeah.
And so it's just seeing each other's things and plights and stuff. It's complicated, but, Hey, what'd you think of the guy assuming Felix could talk to the Japanese?
That was funny.
Racist.
He's from Hong Kong, asshole. Then what's funny was that there was a part where he walks up. Felix, is that his name?
Felix is...
The Asian one?
Yeah.
And he's like dressing up as a ninja, and he's speaking English, or he's dressing up as like part of the Chinese emissary or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so confused. I was like, "Wait, this one speaks English now?" And I was like, "Oh wait, it's him."
He's from Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So then Sizemore walks away
Sizemore. That's his
to have a moment to pull his Todger inventor.
Oh yeah, he's tugging his pudding.
No, he's pulling his Todger.
Yeah.
It was one of the ones he said. I like that.
That's right.
Scottish words for jerking off, which we requested. He finds one of the little, what do you call it, like a walkie-talkie?
Yeah, I thought it was like a walkie-talkie. And
that was on the body of a samurai?
There. No idea. Maybe it was I don't know.
Could it have been like maybe the QA, like dress up a samurai to infiltrate or something?
Oh, yeah, wanking, pulling your pud.
Pulling your pud.
That's disgusting. Pud.
Pud.
For pudding.
Putty.
Are you pulling your pud, mate? Chug your Todger. Chug your Tadger.
Chug your Todger. Tadger?
Pulling your pudding, i.e. sausage. Is pudding the same? Does pudding mean sausage in Scotland? Is that what he means?
Sure, sausage
Or does
pudding?
that mean that you can pull your sausage like it's interchangeable? Because pudding is... You can't pull pudding.
You could pull taffy. Pull in your taffy?
Yeah, but taffy is different consistency.
No, because pudding is, I think, referring to, like, black pudding.
Which is sausage? Okay. Blood pudding? Is that...
Blood sausage?
What's black
Oh,
pudding?
black pudding.
Oh, yeah?
I think blood sausage.
Blood sausage is also known as black pudding. Blood sausage just crumbles, doesn't it, when you...
No, it holds together. It's delicious. You gotta
Yeah?
use enough blood.
Oh, okay. More coagulation.
And I think it's like oats in there, and it's delicious. I wish I could get
Oats.
it somewhere, anywhere.
Yep, blood sausage.
Oh, okay. Now, all right. Thank you for that clarification. That makes more sense. Because I was thinking of like chocolate.
Wrong again, Dexter.
Wrong
chocolate,
again!
Oh, guys, that's so stupid. I kept thinking of like chocolate pudding, you know? Or like tapioca. How do you pull that?
Now,
Finger
boss,
it.
did this scene remind you of the opening of the Halloween D&D, where the elves bestowed the Dwarf King a gift, and he threw it to the ground and said, "The elves insult us."
Sort of, I guess.
Copied again. Copied again.
I was copied. They keep listening to
Because that's where my mind went.
D&D intros. Yeah. For those of you who didn't listen to that wonderful Halloween D&D episode, the elves, it started with the elves gifting the Dwarven King with a fruit.
With a tree.
Or a tree that bears every fruit imaginable.
In existence.
In existence.
Like, around the universe.
Oh my god.
Trillions of varieties of fruit.
And he gets
Here's
very
anal
angry.
papaya.
And he says, "Dwarves only want meat or meat," and that's how that's the origin of the dwarven holiday, meat or meat, where the kids go around to the doors and they say meat or meat, and you're supposed to give them meat or meat.
Yes,
it's like Halloween.
The dwarves are basically like your uncle that is in denial that they have high cholesterol, and they are eating, a holiday meal with you.
Holiday meal.
And then they're like, "Oh, Uncle, would you like some?"
Uncle Stroke.
Uncle Tadger, would you like some?
Uncle
some
Blood
pudding?
Pulling.
Yes, that's all I want.
Are these the equivalent of the Confederados, these guys?
I guess so. Yeah, I don't know who the
it did
shogun
seem
is.
like that.
And are the
equivalent
ninjas
to,
the
though.
equivalent of the Native American guys? Or are they
I don't
part
think
of the
everything
No, they were
is
part of the
equivalent.
shogun.
Okay.
They were sent by the shogun, the ninja guys.
Okay.
But it was just weird because he doesn't do that. It was like he's not supposed to do that. But they realize he's broken, so he sends them. Sends his ninjas. He's like so chaotic. He's chaotic evil. And then they make a deal. He makes a deal with Akane to save Sakura. And he's like, "I'll give her back to you, but you have to dance with her," because he just wants them. He wants them to perform for them. Mm-hmm. Then when it's time for the performance, he walks up. He's like, "Oh, something's missing though." And then he kills Sakura, and she's just dead on the stage. And he's like, "There, she's yours now. Now you dance still."
What was missing exactly?
Her blood.
He's just being a douchebag.
He's insane. He's
No,
crazy.
He was supposed to give her for the dance. He was supposed to give her Sakura, and he did.
And he did. Didn't say he was going to do it alive.
Okay.
So he's fucking with them. And then he comes back and he's like, "Ha ha 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 ha! I triumph again. Man, I'm great. Did you guys get that? You see what I did there? I had her going the whole time, all day.
Did you guys hear that? Oh no, that's right.
All day she's thinking, they're going to get out of here safe and sound, alive and well. All I got to do is dance around a little bit. Wrong. Burned.
This is just me, but if I was running Shogun World, I would really... It'd probably be too creepy, though. I would love throwing in all, like, the scary Japanese mythology and the ghosts and all those legends. The one is the mother who lost her child, and she appears before you, just a floating head with the spinal cord, and she hunts you down, floating.
What? Why?
I don't know. The
Why is she
Japanese have, like, the
hunting you?
weirdest ghosts, and...
They do.
I
Very
put, like,
scary.
Tsunakis in there with big balls, and,
Oh, Tanukis?
Tanukis, not
Yeah.
Tunakis.
Well, those aren't scary, are they? They just have big balls.
And I know
they're
Koopa-
big bald raccoons.
Koopa, or Koopa, there's something, but there is some legend of a...
Look up Tanuki, boss.
Tanuka, the Japanese raccoons known for having giant testicles.
Yeah, they have massive testicles, and they're just like cute raccoon animals.
with giant swinging balls.
And that's what Mario turns into. He turns into a Tanuki.
Mm-hmm. And Koopa, look up the origin of Koopas too. I think they're like turtles that drag children, and they eat you with your anus or something like that. It's something weird.
They eat you with their anus?
Yeah.
So they shove you up their asshole?
Yeah. Look, I'm telling you, look up Japanese folklore and like their ghosts. Like this, like, it's like there's one that's like this giant skeleton that's made up of the bones of like warriors who were wrongfully killed or something, and he will haunt the forest at night. Just a giant 50-foot skeleton.
Oh my god.
It's like,
insane.
throw that shit in there. See, that might be too scary. I'm imagining a horror park.
I definitely do not want to go
That's
there.
a niche crowd. You need like a whistle to blow. Like, it's too scary. Pussy alert. Pussy alert.
Oh,
Retrieving the
one floating
pussy.
skull with a spinal cord dangling from it. He blows his whistle.
Floating. No, I think it's the head of the lady, but her spinal cord's floating out of her neck.
Oh my god.
Oh, raccoon dogs look very similar to raccoons, but have no genetic similarities between them.
Did you see the balls?
If that's true, I don't know. I read it off Google Images.
Look up the ancient illustrations of tanukis. They would attack people with giant balls and ball sacks. I'm not making this up, man. Look up old Japanese.
Look, they make this up.
Go to Oxnard, tanukis.net.
Oxnard loves balls. dot go.
And when he means check out the ancient artwork, he means doodles he did
The
before
doodles
he came over.
I do for pay for perverts on the side.
Big money in that.
Oh yeah.
You would be shocked.
Robert Downey Jr. is calling up, asking for Tanuki ball pictures. Got that Iron Man money he's throwing at him.
Oh, well, you know the other one,
What's that producer?
Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, Harvey Weinstein's got a payment plan from Oxnard.
Hey, the man has cash.
Bill Cosby.
Yes.
I'm gonna need some pictures in the prison cell.
Balls.
Put my pudding pops.
Pull your pudding.
See, when you talk of pudding to a Scotsman, he means a sausage.
Have a drink.
Boy, oh boy. Too soon, I guess. I don't know.
To
And you
Tsunami?
should get George Lucas
Yes.
to buy some of your pervert.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Can you draw Jar Jar with giant balls? Perhaps 3 of them?
He has like giant balls hanging like his double
Can you
like
draw
his
me with
frog,
my testicles
his
attached
frog
to my neck?
He has bullfrog neck.
I'm gonna go
he
back
has.
to the original trilogy and add balls to the Ewoks.
You know what it is? It's his beard.
and make
Ball
them blink.
wax.
Giant. I want to redo.
I always thought
He's gonna
R2-D2 should have
redo it
balls.
again. He's gonna go back again and redo it and give.
He's done it like
Ewoks
4
giant
times.
Tanuki balls.
He would do it forever.
Well, he sold it. That's why he sold it. I think he realized I have a problem. I can't control myself.
Yeah,
I
he's
keep going back and changing it, and then maybe that was the thought. He's like, no, I'm going to give Ewoks Tanuki balls. I have to do something. Disney, will you buy?
It's like someone who gets too much plastic surgery. It's like, stop it.
I think
Please.
It's also
You look like a monster.
The way he trims his beard, it makes his like that. You know, so he's got that big neck thing going on.
Yeah.
You know,
You know the legend of
shouldn't
the
trim his beard so like that.
the slash mouth woman? That's like a more modern Japanese one.
Oh yeah, like a
if
Joker smile, like a Chelsea
Yeah,
smile thing.
and it's like if a woman approaches you and she looks at you and she has a slash mouth, you can't scream or run. There's like certain rules, and she'll ask you, "Do you think I'm pretty?" And if you say yes, then she'll slash your mouth to match hers.
Oh.
And if you say no, she'll still kill you.
Yeah,
so you
'cause
have you have to trick her by asking her if you think you're pretty or something like that. You have to like or another way I think is you throw candy at her to distract her.
What?
I'm not making this
That's
up,
the
man.
random
I sound like a maniac, but look this up.
No, I believe that what you said with that, but this doesn't mean it makes sense.
Like the
I'm not
ring.
saying that you're wrong.
The
That's not what they say to do. But
What do you think of the cherry blossom art?
what does that represent?
Maybe it's just the shogun symbol or something.
I thought it was the White Tree of Gondor myself. I thought it was a hint that there is a Lord of the Rings world.
Gondor calls for aid.
Yeah. And you know they're going to reveal some super awesome world near the end, right? They have to,
Super
right?
awesome world.
Super
Dino
awesome.
World.
Yeah. Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park, why not?
This is all lead up to Jurassic Park.
Michael Crichton runs in. I am the corpse of a writer. Don't do this.
Oh my god, they made my
Well, remember last week we said when you refer to someone who's dead, you have to refer to them the corpse of whatever
corpse
they
of-
were.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Exactly.
Maybe this is all one big PR stunt leading up to the terrible new Jurassic World movie.
Yeah, Chris Pratt's going to show up.
Chris Pratt's gonna show up and go, there's a volcano about to erupt. We gotta save all the dinosaurs in an ironic twist.
And even though this trailer's supposed to be dramatic, I'm looking at Chris Pratt, so I think it's funny,
Yeah.
and I'm lost, and I will never see
Very
this
confusing.
movie.
And then I'm laughing again because Jeff Goldblum is there, and I'm laughing and cheering because there he is, and he's saying all the classic lines that are now memes.
And his shirt's wide open with his glistening chest lying
He said
back.
the line from the meme.
Remember? I only laugh and enjoy things that
life-
remind me of other things.
Life, it finds a way. That's what he does now. He's in a. I don't know why is he testifying before Congress. I don't know what's going on in that trailer. The movie looks fucking horrible.
Well, we're gonna go see it, right?
Absolutely.
I'll go to a matinee. It's cheap.
I'll watch it, man. I watched the other one in the theaters, even though I hated almost every second of it. I hated that movie.
Yeah.
My God.
We can hate it together, and then we can talk about it. Hey, we saw Infinity War, finally.
Oh,
Not together.
no,
Thumbs up.
separately. Oh my God.
Solid thumbs up. Boss, I think you'd like
A
it.
big Thanos thumbs up. Why you shake your head?
I
Why
don't
say
like
that?
superhero movies.
Neither do I.
It's more of a super villain movie, really.
Yeah, you will love Thanos. Thanos is life, man. Everything that guy did made perfect sense to me.
Who's Thanos?
Oh, God.
You
don't
gotta
know what
watch
you're
the
missing.
movie to find out if we
He was
piqued
voiced
your
by...
interest.
Who was he voiced by?
Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin, that's
Yeah.
right.
I think he did motion, too. I think he...
Oh, yeah. This is a
Good
fully
motion
CGI character, and I was invested every step of the way. And when it ended, I was like, holy shit. I have to know what happens next. It ends, the final shot, he's like on a forest scene planet
Well,
or
he
something.
does exactly... He answers a question previously. This is all spoilers, I guess. But he...
Well, they didn't make like 40
he's asked, like,
bajillion
what do you
dollars.
want? He's like, I just want to wake up in peace, like in
Yeah.
a cabin in the woods, basically. And that's exactly what He fulfills his...
And that's the last shot.
And, that's the shot. And then it says Thanos will return in the next... in the next Infinity Wars movie.
And I knew the bad guy was going to win, but then as it was happening, I was like, holy shit. Like, wow, like, Spider-Man's dead.
It was a
That
great-
guy's dead.
yeah,
Chris
it was
Pratt's dead.
It was
Everyone's
like a red
dead.
wedding moment.
Oh, it was amazing. It was a bold move.
Also,
I would like to see Spider-Man die.
Also,
Well, go
basically,
see it.
everything was going good until Chris Pratt fucked everything up.
Oh, yeah. What did he do again? He
wouldn't.
jumped,
They were going to get the gauntlet off of Thanos,
What hero is he?
but then he's in Guardians of the
Guardians
Galaxy.
of the Galaxy.
And
That's
he's awesome.
Crossing
in that.
over into that?
Well, it's in the Marvel Universe.
Oh, it's all the characters. Thanos is the ultimate bad guy.
Dude, it's better than Star
Basically,
Wars.
Thanos is trying to. His goal is to get all the Infinity Stones so that he can use their power to wipe out half of all life in the universe.
Half.
Exactly half.
And without judgments, whether you're good or bad, doesn't matter.
It's
Just
random.
Randomly half
Random.
the people, because it's too many people, man.
Because on his
It's
home
too many.
world,
Makes sense.
there was overpopulation. There wasn't enough resources.
That's another alignment called logical evil.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And
Logical evil.
right. So his some people would be like, I saw a thing online. It was like, oh, there's not too many people and not enough chairs for people to sit down. What do? Get more chairs. Somebody goes, and then it's like the other person just kill half of the people, kill half the guests. But yeah, man. So he wipes. That's his thing. He comes from a world that ended up being destroyed because no one would listen to him. And
he ties in closely.
He spreads this gospel all over the. Sorry, you know what's going to happen is now he is going to get sick.
It's going to be psychosomatic.
Yeah.
I'm going to break out in a rash. Coxsackie.
You don't have to look at me when you're talking to me, man.
Yeah, man.
What is this?
Why is the
Preschool?
look? Why is it the look?
Isn't there that movie that it's a virus? Or maybe this was a story I read, but it's a virus that you can only catch if you make eye contact with the person.
Oh yeah.
It like goes through the quantum level or something. It might have been a
I'm
short story I
quantumly
read
sick.
online.
What does that mean? My parallel self is sick?
No, like if I have it and I look at you, like now you have it, and it's like this parasite in your brain.
Oh wow.
So, do you
Ooh.
think Maeve's gonna mind control the whole army and have an army at her disposal?
Hell yeah. Well, she killed all of them. Well, she can bring them all back then, can't she?
No, there's an army coming.
The
at
army's
last scene.
charging
the
in.
army's coming. Oh, yeah.
Which, yeah, she should, but she raises the sword as though she's about to fight.
Yeah, I didn't get
Well, she
that.
might raise it up, though, and make a triumphant speech.
I have
Yeah.
the power!
Habla, kabla!
Maeve! Maeve cats! Ho!
Maeve cats.
Maeve cats
That's
are
man.
on the
Thundercats
move.
World.
I guess it, like, what's his
Oh,
name?
man, my 7-year-old self would
Sizemore
love Thundercats World.
It turns into Chitara.
Oh, Snarf, shut the fuck up, huh?
Oh my god, Snug. What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck am I saying?
If we only knew that the Sword of Omens was compelled by the what the fuck am I talking about? Yeah, they interviewed that guy about the bloopers and everything in the curse, and he's like, well, you know, back in the day, we had no idea the internet would be around and that everything you'd say would be a bloop.
Yeah.
I was watching the other day. They have Rocky and Bullwinkle bloopers, and it's amazing.
Bloopers?
Yeah, it's like because it's all like a radio play.
Yeah.
So they're just doing the voices, and the guy just messes up. All right, let's take that again from the top. Little did Bullwinkle know.
Oh, gee willikers. Shucks.
Did you watch any of that Rocky and Bullwinkle clip?
No, I did not.
I downloaded all of them. I acquired them. Yeah, I love old Rocky and Bullwinkle because it's a radio show.
Yeah, as a little kid, I remember watching it. When I got older, I didn't enjoy it. I don't know why. I didn't really enjoy Looney Tunes that much. I found them frustrating.
As a kid or now?
Well, no, as a kid, but as an older kid.
I gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like, there was a period of time where I loved them, but then I really liked just certain characters. I wanted to see, like I wanted Wile E. Coyote, and Roadrunner. Can't even say them. Riley Coyote.
Riley Coyote.
And Roadrunner. No, but like those would be my favorite ones, or like I wanted to see, like this Bugs Bunny or that whatever. Like I didn't want to see like certain, or like Tom and Jerry. I was like, oh, good, but then I wouldn't want to see. I became very discriminating, and then I was just like frustrated every time I watched. I don't know. There was something so frustrating.
You wanted Wile E. Coyote to win.
Maybe.
The fuck is that World War? Now I can't talk.
It's contagious.
That Road Runner, that fucking
I made
bastard.
eye contact with you.
I know that Bugs Bunny, he made Nimrod an insult when he called Elmer Fudd that. He was naming the ancient Greek, the great hunter, Nimrod.
Oh.
But people didn't know the reference that he was using it sarcastically to call him.
It does
a great
sound
hunter.
like an insult.
Yeah, and then it became like a Nimrod, like a dumb person.
That's pretty shitty for that guy's legacy, huh?
Yeah.
I am Nimrod, the greatest hunter of all.
Well, Nimrod is the corpse of a great hunter from ancient Greece. So
that's right.
Yeah, so he doesn't care. But no, if you watch Rocky and Bullwinkle, I'm telling you, as an adult, there's so many puns, so many... Even, like, what happens, you can compare it to, like, modern-day politics.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty interesting. And the stories they come up with are so all over the place. It's good
Nothing
stuff.
has changed.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Well, I guess that's it. I don't know what else there is.
I don't know. Yeah,
we talked briefly about Infinity Wars, then we trailed off from that. And
One trying to
my favorite aspect of this episode was was like their counterparts. It was the same exact scene.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
That is awesome, and
that was great.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Answered a lot of questions, especially for
I
size
love
more
Shogun
ability.
World. I think it's fucking cool as hell.
Yeah, it's very cool. But throw in some of that mythology. Throw in some Japanese
More
ghosts.
pandas. Or those
And
are Chinese.
We're
Those are-
just
pandas are Chinese.
More pandas.
But the Japanese love pandas, right?
Who
Wasn't it?
doesn't love pandas?
Yeah.
They're
Me?
delicious.
Fucking lazy ass. Fuck already! Just fuck! The hell, asshole!
That's what you're screaming at the zoo. Sir,
Going a panda
I
rant.
can't believe you keep sneaking back in here. You have to leave.
Oh man, it must have great sushi in Shogun World.
Oh yeah, that's,
Fresh, very fresh.
yeah, that's one of the top selling things.
It's so fresh. They just slap a dead fish in front of you and they say sushi.
Well, so there's none of the artistry
None.
of the sushi.
None. They didn't get to programming that in
Well,
yet.
then I don't want to go. I just want to eat a dead fish.
Well, it's gonna get there. They're just still working on it. Doesn't this all still seem like it's in testing?
So they definitely have Star Trek level food replication, right? They have to, right?
Oh yeah, they must if they're making all the food and
No, I
everything
don't
for
think so.
Westworld. You think there's like one
Can't you
overworked
have-
chef?
Chefs know how to cook. The hosts know how to cook.
Yeah, but can't you eat like the best bison steak
But the
ever?
ingredients. It's the ingredients.
They can't replicate like the best sushi ever. Just like the perfect balance of soy sauce, rice.
You know, really,
refrigerators.
if you think about it, that's what like Elon Musk and like
Should be
Jeff
killed
Bezos and like all these big billionaires that are really into like space and the technology and like trying to do this with that they say it's for the better of humanity. I'm trying to talk and watch this guy.
Trying to say a beautiful speech and a
Yeah.
guy's getting killed.
They should be focusing on making replicators
would
because that's
solve
what gets
everything.
rid of world hunger and all that shit.
Didn't someone brought this up about Harry Potter too? Can't they replicate food?
Oh, can they?
Yeah, isn't
I
that
don't know.
like replicas?
Expellios Hungarus.
Yeah, isn't that something they can do?
I don't know.
But they're all assholes because they hold up in one place and don't want to share their
Well, they
secrets
don't
with the
want to
world.
share their sandwiches with mugbloods. They can't handle this level of turkey club.
What's a mudblood? That's a mixed race.
Human. That's like a human, I think.
Not
Oh.
magic.
A non-magic.
person.
Yeah, non-magic person.
Oh,
A
fuck
muggle.
me.
Yeah, a muggle. Yeah. How do you know so much?
I've seen the movie.
He's seen
Those
the
movies
movie.
you've seen.
Not all the movies. Some of them.
Ever see Seven Samurai?
Nope.
Shocker. Any Kurosawa film?
Who the fuck is that?
He directed the magical Tabernacle, right?
I forget the film.
No,
it
he
might
did
be
the Magnificent Seven.
I think, and
That
I think
was, or
like-
the Magnificent Seven was based on the Kurosawa film, The Seven Samurai, right? Isn't that what it's called?
yeah, I know one of his films is like A New Hope, Star Wars, and he loved that, putting that 45-degree angle at waist height. That was his thing. Simplified it. Boss, how would you direct? What lens would you utilize?
What kind of
Now, are you?
what kind of
would you go for 16
cinematography
millimeter?
would you employ?
35 millimeter?
35, 16?
Are you going for the
Westworld
4K?
is, it looks good.
I think they're like IMAX.
Yeah, they must be IMAX 4K, right?
I think so. Well, yeah, I don't know what the lens is at this point because they're not using film.
Oh yeah,
It's
all
digital.
digital.
They could shoot this on an iPhone. You can shoot 4K on an iPhone.
Yeah. Hey, if you can do it, just stabilize it so it doesn't look like it's a tiny
just
little
put,
camera.
Yeah, exactly. Just put a little stabilizer thing on it. Now use it. Maeve's back lovelies.
I think, yeah, she's just holding up that sword for the dramatic shot. That's all. You think those are all Japanese actors?
I don't know. I was thinking that while we were watching. I mean, some definitely are. I know. But that was like, the movie Memoirs of a Geisha.
Mm-hmm.
That takes place after World War II, I think. And it's like all Chinese actors.
Oh, was there like
And actresses. Like there's...
was there backlash for that?
yeah, there was.
And probably not even from Japanese people, right? From like
Oh, probably
just
like
idiots who
people
have a
like
problem with
from
every
our
fucking little
generation,
thing in the
like,
world.
yeah.
I'm gonna look that up for next week. Oh, they'll
I
probably
feel
have...
guilty for enjoying this episode because now I'm co-opting Japanese culture.
Yeah, my culture is not your fucking television show.
Yeah.
I saw someone was dressed up their
God.
kid on and showed the kid in a kimono, and they're celebrating like tea, and then someone says, "Oh, what are your cultural appropriation and everything?" And then a Japanese person chimed in and just wrecked the whole thing.
Good.
It was genius, and he says like, you understand like the point of the world and all cultures is to celebrate each other's culture and to like, the fact that she's dressing up the kid in the kimono and having tea served. It's just Japanese people love that. It shows that Japanese culture is like spreading, and it says like I don't know, but
Wasn't it supposed... The whole thing used to be, like, about let's all appropriate everybody's culture. Like, let's all acknowledge and share in these great cultures and these wonderful things.
That's what it
and
is.
not, like, do it, like, in a mocking way. Like, oh, look at this, I'm in a kimono, and they're, like, making fun. You know what I mean? That's not, like... They're not doing it to be sinister. They're not doing it... You know what I mean? If you enjoy something, an aspect of another culture, I don't understand what's wrong with it. It used to be the whole thing was inclusiveness. Now it's like, oh no, man, you can't even like talk about their culture because it's not your culture. I don't understand. Now it's going backwards.
and then that's how Trump gets in the White House.
Exactly.
It's so fucked up. Oh,
People get so
Anyway.
offended if it's like you can't do anything.
If I can't eat a
Slightest
Taco
chance
Bell-
you might offend somebody.
if I can't go to Benihana's,
you're appropriating Mexican culture.
I can't
man,
enjoy a
by
nice
eating
glass
Taco
of
Bell.
a French wine, delicious
Guy.
bite of
It's a real francophile.
Canadian bacon.
Okay.
finest
Look,
of
no
cultures.
one's appropriating Canadian culture, okay? Let's not get crazy.
Rocky and Bullwinkle did. Dudley Do Right. You should
Oh, yeah.
watch the fucking racist shit
A
show
love
that
story
is.
about a man and his horse.
The one joke that went over my head as a kid is that
Let's fuck, horsey.
yeah, hold on. The woman, I forget her name,
Bell.
maybe Belle, but whatever. She's in love, not with Dudley. She's in love with his horse.
It's a fine-looking animal.
But I never.
Those Canadians.
It's unbelievable. It's hilarious.
Those Canadians.
I don't think it's Bell. I don't know why I said Bell.
No, it's not Belle. It's
That's Beauty and the Beast. You're thinking about a woman in love with an animal. And Belle was the first name that came to mind.
Nell. It was Nell. You were
Oh,
very close.
you're very close.
That's why.
Dudley Do Right. Yes, I always talk like this. Snidely Whiplash, classic.
Yeah,
Spectre
Snidely Whiplash.
Fenwick? I guess the horse didn't have a name. Well, there's no voice, I guess, to put to the horse. All right, yeah, I like the episode. I like last week's. Last week's is still my favorite.
Yeah.
This week's was cool. It was kind of hard seeing the fighting because it was at nighttime.
Oh, yeah. I know, it was a stylistic choice.
It looked cool,
Like, yeah.
but it almost like one of the guys looked like he took out like these tiger claw things.
Yeah.
But I could barely tell. But
Yeah, it was very hard, and it's very fast, jittery movements. Like I would have liked to see more of like just steady,
was
like
it jittery?
long shots. They had
You mean fast cuts?
Like fast cuts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't mind the fast
not like
cuts.
handheld like Paul Greengrass, whatever, Jason Bourne movies or something.
Oh, it's like
Where it's like a fucking earthquake, a 9.0 on the Richter scale.
and
while
J.J.
they're
Abrams was
filming.
doing that for a while. You'll see him filming like
that and
Star Trek.
throwing like 10 lens flares.
Yeah, you'll see the cameraman, and then J.J. Abrams just on the side of the camera going like this, bop, 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 to the camera. I'm like, dude, we want to see
Take
what's
it
happening.
easy, man. Yeah, I'm always impressed by like wide shots that like of showing the continuous action. That's what I like.
Yeah,
I mean,
like Game of Thrones with the Battle
it's
of
like
the
not
Bastards.
it's
Even though it's CGI.
like it loses effectiveness if it's constantly like jump cutting everywhere, left and right, and all over the place.
Make sure you check out our Discord server. Tell your friends, invite anybody you want.
You just click the link in the description, and there you go.
Okay.
You'll know when I'm playing Neverwinter Nights.
Yeah, you'll know when I'm playing Deep Rock Galactic.
Oh yeah, I gotta get that game.
I love that game. It's still basically a pre-release kind of thing, but
Oh, yeah?
what they have, the core thing, everything's there.
Nice.
It's great. You're dwarves in space looking for minerals, and then bugs attack. It's like Left 4 Dead with dwarves.
And Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers. Just it's brilliance. How it hasn't been done before boggles the mind.
I like that you can buy beards, he said.
You could buy beards, you buy different heads, and you want to buy beards. You gotta get the because you start out like I'm a gunner. He's got no beard. It's like fuck it, and then you see what you can get. It's like oh, I need that beard.
Like
Beard's
boost
so
your
big,
stats and
they
stuff?
they clip through the armor.
Oh my god. Do they like boost your stats and abilities? Like this beard increases that, or
No, that's your armor and stuff, so you can improve your weapons and stuff. And no, beards are purely cosmetic.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
nice.
All right, I'm Oxnard, obviously. Who else
I'm
would
boss.
Dexter. Bye bye.
I be? Westworld.